5.5 on the Housing Choice Voucher Program, also known as Section 8. The Housing Choice Voucher Program is the federal government's major program for assisting very low-income families, the elderly, and the disabled to afford decent, safe, and sanitary housing in the private market. The participant is free to choose any housing that meets the requirements of the program and is not limited to units in subsidized projects. This is why this program is very popular and almost always has a waiting list to participate. The way that it works is that a housing subsidy is paid to the landlord to subsidize the rent. The family then pays the difference between the actual rent charged and the amount of the subsidy. Criteria to participate varies, but let's discuss the general eligibility criteria. Here's the general eligibility criteria. First of all, anyone applying must be a U.S. citizen, or if they're a non-citizen, they have to have eligible immigration status. Household income may not exceed 50% of the AMI, and 75% of the vouchers, so the majority of the vouchers issued, must go to applicants whose incomes do not exceed 30% of the area median income. So it really is targeted to help those lower income households. The maximum housing assistance is generally the lesser of the payment standard minus 30% of the family's monthly adjusted income. So the families are expected to contribute 30% of their monthly income toward the housing payment, and then the rest of it would be made up with the voucher. Understanding how the Section 8 program works does mean understanding the participants. First, you have HUD, and HUD provides the funds to the public housing agencies, and HUD provides the funds to them so they can make the housing assistance payments for the families. HUD also pays the public housing agencies for the cost of administering the program. Next would be the role of the public housing agency. So the public housing agency administers the program locally. They have the right to terminate assistance payments, and they also are required to re-examine the family's income annually and inspect each unit. The landlord commits and pledges to provide decent, safe, and sanitary housing to a tenant at a reasonable rent. The landlord is required to provide a dwelling unit that passes the program's housing quality standards. The participants in the program, the tenants, do understand that they must pay their share of the rent on time. The family does pledge to maintain the unit in good condition, and they also are required to notify the public housing agency of any changes in income or family composition. So if anyone moves in or out of the property, they are obligated to report it. The final discussion item in this unit is the Family Self-Sufficiency Program. This program was designed to assist housing choice voucher families in achieving economic independence and self-sufficiency through education and job training. Participants must be willing to receive case management services, sign a contract of participation, and be motivated to change their current life circumstances. A family participating in the program has 3 years to complete their action plan. Many participants have a goal of home ownership, and some public housing agencies have a matched savings program to assist these family self-sufficiency clients with a much-needed down payment. This concludes our discussion of Unit 5.5 regarding the Housing Choice Voucher Program.